made it through 73 matches so far in this IPL that has 10 teams, over 250 international cricket stars, and even more Bollywood and other celebrities in the stands. Fittingly, the top two teams of this year's league have made it to the finals. The defending champions, Chennai Super Kings, take on the hottest and number one team of the season, the Royal Challengers Bangalore at the M.H. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. Both teams are equally stacked with match winners. While Bangalore's trump card has been Chris Gayle with a whopping 6 Man of the Match awards out of 11 games that he has played, Chennai's is clearly its leader, Midas Mahi. Indeed, everything Dhoni touches turns to gold. Captain Cool has taken India to the top of the Test rankings, won the ICC World Cup, the 2020 World Championship, the IPL Championship as well as the Champions League last year, and is nowhere near being done. These two trump cards should cancel each other out in these, as has been played out in the last two clashes between these two teams in the past week, which were split 1-1. But of course, there is more firepower than these two legendary performers in these teams. For the Super Kings, Subramaniam Badrinath has cracked the most number of 50s in the league, and Suresh Raina has the most runs across all editions of the IPL, with over 400 runs in each of the past 4 seasons. For the Royal Challengers, Virat Kohli has batting power, firepower and consistency. Zahir Khan has big match experience, and A.B. de Villiers has been at the helm of batting rankings in the World ODI rankings for a reason. Indeed, this is a contest between two teams that embody both power and consistency, that have talent but know how to gel together to perform as a unit. The dollars that went into assembling both these squads were smart and also helped by some brilliant strokes of luck, such as the game factor for Bangalore. These two teams, who have achieved their goal of finishing the top two and earning an automatic qualification into the Champions League, are looking to pick up that trophy today. Their methods, though, have been a little contrasting, with RCB depending almost completely on the breathtaking exploits of Chris Gayle. Chennai, like they had done in previous season, have booked their spot on the back of a solid team performance. Chennai's last encounter, indeed, the Super Kings were brimming with confidence, big match experience, class, and more importantly, character that has seen them come through difficult moments during the season. Notably, Tuesday last, when they recovered from 7 for 2 to chase down a target of 176 against the Royal Challengers. Chennai was staring down the barrel after being reduced to 7 for 2 in the second over, but Raina resuscitated his side with a 63-run critical stand with Subramaniam Badrinath. Raina's innings overshadowed a strong effort by Virat Kohli, who had amassed 70 runs off 44 balls with 3 sixes and 5 fours after Dhoni had won the toss and elected to field. Raina battled cramps on his way to a 50-ball knock and got into a critical partnership of 46 runs at the end with Albie Morkel, who scored an unbeaten 28 to help the defending champions overhaul Bangalore's huge 175 for 4 score with 2 balls to spare at the Wankhede Stadium. With 33 runs required from the last 2 overs, Morkel and Raina hammered 21 in the 19th over, after which Morkel brought off the winning runs with a 6 of RCB skipper Daniel Vittori to capstone a memorable outing for Mahendra Singh Dhoni's men. This morale-boosting win, come from behind victory for the Super Kings, was at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, a neutral venue. But this final match is at Chennai's home ground, the M.H. Chidambaram Stadium. An important stat is that the Super Kings have won each of their 7 matches at this ground this season. They're looking invincible in Chennai. The spectators have really come to love their winning boys and expect a huge crowd today as well cheering for Chennai. This could be a critical factor in today's match, favoring of course the Chennai Super Kings, but watch out for the depth of the Royal Challengers. Let's talk a little bit about that Royal Challengers squad. Their success closely related to Gayle is unquestionable. But Gayle is also a risk-taker, so his approach to tackling off-spinner Ashwin on Chennai's track offering turn to spinners may become a fascinating contest between two strong-willed individuals. Like Gayle, Ashwin is a big match player, focused on sticking to length and line without getting intimidated by reputations. He may have a go also at de Villiers, Kohli and Saurabh Tiwari, who anchor the middle order batting of RCB, but have looked a little shaken up in the past few games. On the other side for Bangalore on bowling, Zahir Khan, Daniel Vittori and Srinath Arvind back each other in this bowling department. RCB's gunners have been delivering overall this year, especially as the season has progressed, with Karnataka left-arm seamer Arvind picking up an impressive 19 wickets in this tournament so far. Zahir and Vittori are back refreshed after a little bit of a short break and are bowling both economically and picking up wickets. On the batting front for RCB, Gale, generally firing at the top, has allowed batsmen to chase down stiff targets easily or set bold ones. Kohli's knack of building partnerships, especially with Gale, and pacing the innings has been remarkable. In fact, coach Ray Jennings' faith in the youngsters' acumen led to Kohli being the only capped player retained by the Bangalore franchise this year. RCB had aimed for an overhaul, pulling in established talent from India as well as overseas, and the gamble and research has clearly worked wonders this season. Let's talk about some of the stars to watch out for. Starting with the newly appointed India captain for the West Indies Test Series, Suresh Raina has spearheaded an amazing comeback by the Chennai Super Kings as they booked their place in the IPL final for a third successive year. The defending champions had looked out of contention in their last match against the Royal Challengers when they required 77 runs of the last 6 overs to win. It was actually the big hitting from Raina, 73 not out, that saw them home with 3 balls remaining. Morkel hit the winning runs as he hoisted Vittori for a match-winning 6, but it was Raina who stole the show with his innings of 4 fours and 6 sixes that really brought Chennai back from the dead. Now another star, Dougie Bollinger, is one to watch out for. In the first playoff game of this year, the Australian baseman bowled incredibly with figures of 1 for 20 from 4 overs before the Chennai's batsmen did their magic. Bangalore's 4 for 175 with 2 balls remaining was the score that, of course, Chennai overhauled. The spirited Aussie bowler, though, has produced a stunning turnaround to beat the Royal Challengers by 6 wickets and has been consistent throughout the season. Bollinger has proved that he is a passionate character on the field and has enjoyed the recent tag of being the best strike bowler of the Chennai Super Kings. Okay, now the biggest boost for the Royal Challengers has indeed been Chris Gayle, who has struck the IPL like a typhoon and blown away the rival bowling attacks with his blistering stroke play. The left-handed whirlwind from the Caribbean has stunned all bowling attacks with his outrageous shots to garner a whopping 608 runs in only 11 games at an incredible strike rate of 185. Chris Gayle's knock of 89 runs in the last match against Mumbai helped his team beat the Indians by 43 runs in that important second qualifier and book a meeting in the finals against the Super Kings. In terms of a head-to-head meeting between these two teams, the last time these two sides played, Chennai had overcome a sluggish start in their chase to overhaul the Bangalore score. That had allowed Chennai to enter the final, while Bangalore had to take a slightly convoluted route to get back in this match. However, at the end of this league, the two best teams in the competition, at least on the points table, will face off against each other in the final of the 4th edition of the Indian Premier League that is just about to start. The win for the Super Kings in the last match allowed them a break of 3 days, even as Bangalore slugged it out on the day before the final. At the end of such a long tournament, the Super Kings would be a more pleased unit, if not a fitter one, going into this big game. Now the pitch today can be expected to play the way it did in the Bangalore-Mumbai game yesterday. It will allow the batsmen to play their strokes to begin with, but once the ball becomes older, the shot making could become a bit more challenging. That is why Bangalore will continue to play Syed Mohammad as their 5th bowler and keep the extra batsmen out. Chennai should go unchanged unless, of course, Dhoni comes up with one of his favourite brainwaves that always seem to work. The doubts, though, will only be around Dwayne Bravo's presence in the side. Bangalore have entered the final once before going down to the Chargers in 2009. Chennai has won the tournament once before last year after having ended as a losing finalist in 2008. If Bangalore win it, they will become the 4th side in 4 years to lift the trophy. On the other hand, to be a 2nd title for Chennai if they win today. This is the climax, match 74, finals, Chennai versus Bangalore. Let's go right over to catch the action. We hope you enjoy watching this match. I'm Mihir Mankad, wishing you a good one.
From those 4, we now have 2 to fight to the final ball. 40 overs is all that's left to see who can win it all.